Welcome back to the Locker Room Talk podcast. This is going to be NFL Week 3, College Football Week 4 preview. As always, we are your hosts, Dalton and Sebastian. And we get a big weekend this weekend. SEC play starts for Oklahoma. Jackson Arnold is being welcomed back to town. We have probably a preview of our Big 12 championship game this weekend as well. And then we got the Bussin' Bowl. That's going to be big. Then we have shout out to Taylor and Will. I know they definitely watch this shit fucking podcast. And we have what else this weekend? We got Indiana, Illinois. That's going to be a fun one. Right now, we are recording this on Thursday, so we do have Miami and Buffalo on right now. I got it on my screen over here to the side. Sebastian's got it pulled up on the TV. Don't show it too long. The NFL will copyright strike us. And we got a big lineup in the NFL. Lots of starting quarterbacks are out this weekend. I think 6 is the total of injured or out starting quarterbacks this weekend. Yeah. Carson Wentz is going to be starting. Jake Browning's going to be starting. Still not 100% sure. Yeah, still not 100% sure on Jaden Daniels. I don't know if he's out for sure or not, and then it's all over the place. Unfortunately for Sebastian, Caleb Williams does have to start a football game this weekend, so we will see. We'll see about that. But how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm ready to hop right in. I've got some thoughts on
You got some thoughts?
Certain activities from a head coach.
There's been a lot of interesting. I know we talked about it earlier in the week about Brian Kelly. There's been a lot that's happened. College football coach pressers have just been the talk of the town recently, and yeah, Dabo had some comments. Man, what do you think?
Well, okay, so for those that don't know, Dabo Swinney took the presser after the Georgia Tech loss. They're obviously going to have some stuff to say about his football team because it's not performing to standards the way that it should. And I don't know if this is verbatim. I mean, maybe you can let me know if it is. But Dabo said something along the lines of, "Hey, if you guys are tired of winning, we can just go ahead and I can go somewhere else. All right, we can end this relationship."
And he's not going to the beach either. He's only 55. Yeah. He's got more work.
He said he's 55. He said he just now figured out how to become a head coach at 55. Okay, a lot to unpack there.
Yeah,
I actually, you know what? I want to know your thoughts, because there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to Dabo Swinney. I know you and I know that.
Yeah, and I don't disagree, obviously, with Dabo. He's right. I mean, he's done so much for the University of Clemson. They were something for a little bit, and they were nothing forever. And then Dabo took over, and they've been one of, if not the most relevant program in college football for the past 15 years.
Well, yeah, they've made 7 of the playoff appearances or more?
Yes, they've made 7 out of 8, and they've played in 4 national titles. They've won 2. I think he said they've won a postseason game in each of the last 10 years or 8 of the last 10 years or something like that. So they've been an absolute just monstrous program. They're not the best program. Dabo said that a couple times that they're one of the best or that they're the best program in college football. They're not the best. They're up there. They're not the best.
Yeah, they were competing for a while with Nick Saban. He was probably the only one that could dethrone Nick Saban until Kirby Smart.
Yeah. And one of the thing that I keep coming back to is Dabo is right. Where Dabo misses, and we've talked about this a lot this year, last year, previous years, I don't think Dabo can be as fiery and as big on this as he is when he's not using all of his available tools. And that thing of him just disregarding the transfer portal and not utilizing every tool in his bag to go win, albeit very impressive. He's still very competitive as a team, but you see it catching up to him.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue. If he was exercising everything in the playbook and they were 1-2 right now and people were pissed, he's done everything he can. But he's very clearly playing with one hand tied behind his back in most situations, and it's costing. That's kind of where my thoughts are.
Well, where do you think Clemson stands? Okay, by the way, they've got Syracuse this weekend at home. They're favored
by a lot.
They're a massive favorite. So if they end up pulling off the win and they win by, if they win by 20, then it's okay. Because
winning
Clemson's been in
gears
this
off.
spot. Yeah, like Clemson's been in this spot before. I mean, if I remember correctly, they were in this spot last year. Not 1-2, but
They
people
started
were
slow.
talking. Yeah, they started slow. We weren't ever big Cade Klubnik fans, but got to give it to him last season. He came out soaring. That's why a
Almost
lot of people are
single-handedly
going.
beat Texas.
Yeah. Well, they brought back a lot of talent. I mean, what
Yeah.
Peter Woods, TJ Parker supposed to be top end picks of the draft on defense. Where do you think Clemson stands at this point? Like they
Like the
hear the
administration.
comments. Yeah, I mean, you know, they hear it in the press conference. Hey, if you don't want to win anymore, you know, I can leave. Do you think maybe it's time for a fresh start for Clemson? Like maybe they need to bring somebody in new, or do you think it's too risky?
I I don't think Clemson's as good of a job as the administration maybe thinks. I think without Dabo, a lot of problems would rise to the top because Clemson's in a marquee area of the country. They can recruit with anybody. They're in the southeasternish area, right? They ACC technically, but they're the
South
prime
Carolina.
of the ACC. So over in South Carolina, they can recruit Georgia, Florida, Alabama. They can reach into Texas if they need to. South Carolina is filled with talent. Tennessee is filled with talent. That whole area of the country is filled with talent. They're not far from Ohio. But I don't think that it's as pretty of a place without Dabo. I think
Well,
they would struggle. Now, I mean, if they nail the hire, it's no problem. But the chances of them getting like, what's the realistic chances that they get someone better than Dabo Sweeney?
it's kind of. I mean, I see what you're saying. It's like it's you could use for like a sample size. You could use Georgia with Mark Richt.
Yeah,
He was doing great at Georgia, recruiting well. Could never get over that hump to win a national championship. They decide we're going to move on from him and get Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart does the exact same thing, same record, great recruiting classes, only losing like one game a season, one or two. Finally gets over that hump, wins the national championship. And then the other side of it, where it could be very risky, is you know Mac Brown with Texas. They won a national championship with him. They're always competing for the Big 12, got good teams, good talent. They decide, okay, well, he's not able to get us back over the hump. We're going to move on. And it took him forever to get
yeah.
Sark. And Sark is
When they
still
go through
trying to get
6
him.
coaches,
Yeah, I think. Well, no, Charlie Strong
Tom Herman.
and then Sark. Sark was next.
So
So
it
it
was
took a
only
while.
it felt like more. It took
Yeah.
them about 8 years though.
Yeah, it took him a long time because he was gone in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they hired Charlie Strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of risk to it. Do you I here's my thought on it. I'm with you. I agree with Dabo. The resume's there.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches, listen, if this is true, that what what reason does Florida not have to call him during the press conference whenever he's talking and saying, you know, hey, you want me gone? I'm 55. I can still coach. Florida should pick up the phone right then and there and say, hey,
Buy you out.
yeah,
Bring you down here, and we'll change
they
everything.
may have another coach in mind though. So, but like some of these other teams are looking at Dabo like, hey, he's got the resume, he's got the championship caliber, but does he? He's struggled with this new era of college football. Like, has he learned to adapt? Let's say it's best for both sides to just go ahead and start the divorce papers. All right,
Mm-hmm.
Clemson, you need somebody you need a fresh new hire, somebody that's a splash hire, a hot face in town. Dabo, hey, it's time for a new relationship, new girlfriend, somebody that's going to appreciate you and what you've done. If he gets to it, I'm just going to throw Florida out there just because Florida is probably the hot spot right now for coaching.
Yeah.
Florida or like Auburn, whatever, depending on what they do with Hugh Freeze. Now they're going to obviously come in. He's going to come in, and they're going to say, "Hey, what you've done at Clemson's been impressive, but we are going to utilize the transfer portal. We use the transfer portal here at Florida. We do utilize NIL here at Florida. Like we want you to use all the resources. What you did at Clemson, that's in the past. Like your ex girlfriend is your ex girlfriend. What are you going to do for me?" Type of thing. And of course, Dabo would probably rebuttal and say, "Well, I did use NIL. We used God's NIL, God's name, image, and likeness." But you know,
Do you think that? Do you think that he would need to go somewhere if they're going to try to make him utilize the portal? He would need to go somewhere with a strong GM because Florida
well, no,
has a GM in place and someone that could kind of oversee and overstep Dabo if needed. You know what I mean?
maybe a new relationship is exactly what he needs. Maybe a new relationship is what he needs to
Possibly.
realize, like especially an SEC job when you've got Alabama, LSU, Texas, maybe Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma's looking really good now too. Where Venables seems to have his team in place. You
Yeah.
got all these like it's tough in the SEC. So maybe he gets that takes the Florida job, gets that taste in his mouth of 7-6, 8-4, and it's like, okay, well, maybe I do like the transfer portal.
True.
And
And I mean, if he
we
takes
we've
over a
talked
program
about it,
like Florida, he's going to have to use it to establish that first roster, anyways.
and we've talked about it. I don't think there's anybody else that wants Dabo to be right more than us.
Yeah.
We want his philosophy to be right. It just it's looking
It's not
really slim.
realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not realistic, man.
Like at this
I,
point it's pipe dreams and I hate that,
yeah.
but
And I
it
mean,
is what it is.
I appreciate the way that OU, I think, does it perfectly.
I
Georgia,
agree.
I think, does it like you build obviously through high school recruiting and then you supplement through the portal. I think
Develop
that's
your
the
high school
best.
talent.
Exactly. Look at PJ. PJ's having his best year.
Oh, yeah. Took him 3 years.
Yeah,
He's
but
finally at that level.
develop, man. Development. David Stone, I mean,
Well, and
BB talked about it this weekend.
you need a coach that's why Brent Venables is the perfect coach for that, where he understands his guys that he brings in more than anybody. There's a reason he recruits the way that he does. Like
Yeah.
he gets to know them, and he's like, listen, like trust the process. Like there's nobody that's trust the process more than him. Now, of course, I know it didn't work with Jackson Arnold, but he's a defensive guy, so
Is what it is.
yeah. But I
But
mean, that's just classic Daboing at the podium.
yeah.
He's full of like I'm focusing maybe a little bit more on the cons than I am the pros with Dabo, where it's like, dude, you're not like you say that you're just now figuring out coaching when you're 55. You've won 2 national titles. You know how to coach. You just
I'm
can't
gonna
coach in
say,
this new
and
era.
yeah, and it's funny for him to be like, I'm just now figuring this out as they're having like their worst start to the season they've had in forever. So it's like I'm
Well,
just now getting the hang of this. It's like, yeah, you're at your worst. Like,
yeah, and that's with hiring Garrett Riley. That's a
yeah.
splash hire, like offensive coordinator. You know,
And we've
it starts.
also been open about that. We're not big Garrett Riley guys. I don't think he's all that good. It's a name thing.
Well, I don't know. I agree. Like I am with you on that, but
Development wise.
how much is it Garrett Riley not being able to call his scheme, like call the game he wants to call, and Dabo's kind of in his ear, like, hey, I've done this before. Like my offense works. You know.
Very true.
So we don't
Very true.
know. We don't know if it's Dabo, you know, in the shadows calling it his way, or if it's Garrett
Dabo in
Riley
the
not being able.
shadows.
Yeah.
That's a funny sight to me. But anyways, no, you're right. I mean, it could totally be a Dabo thing. He's definitely got the drama the drama for it. I mean, Dabo, for as much as he likes to act and do all this stuff,
What has he
Dabo, it
done
seems
since
like he
Brent
loves
Venables
the
left?
attention a little bit. Hmm?
What has he done since Venables has left though? He can't recruit a top 5 class like he used to.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean,
I don't know.
Venables left for OU, and he's struggling to find a guy to take over the defense. And they were supposed to have a
I mean,
really,
they're
really
still
good
got a
defense.
good defense, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not what it was supposed to be. Like we were talking about this defense being like top 5.
Yeah, they'll
This
be
team
lucky
was
to be
supposed
top
to be,
30, maybe.
yeah, was like they were supposed to be in the college football playoffs, competing for a national title this year with all the players that they brought back.
Hmm.
They brought back so
And
many players.
and that's not out of the question. That's not out of the question. I mean, what did they do in? I'm gonna pull up their.
Well, they've made the playoffs. Like they've competed in the ACC. I think Brent Venables' first year out in 2022, they went 9-3.
Mhm. Let's see. So last year they started. I mean, they started. 0-1. They got boat raced by Georgia and Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then they lost to Clemson, or they lost to South Carolina and Louisville. They lost to Louisville midseason and lost to South Carolina. And then they won the ACC title game against SMU. So they were a 3-loss team in the playoff and were on the border of beating Texas for a long time in that game. So, I mean, this last year wasn't as quite a bad start as this year is. But
Well,
I
you should beat
mean,
Georgia Tech. Like as good as Georgia Tech is now. Like
as much as we
we love
love Haynes King and Brent Key and
yeah,
Georgia
Bricky.
Tech, and Buster Faulkner. Goddamn, remember that little smidgen, that week and a half where we thought Buster Faulkner was going to be the OC at OU? Oh,
Yeah.
how south that would have gone. But anyways, I still love Buster Faulkner. I just don't think it would have worked for us in the SEC. But
Well, we needed a quarterback, so
we did.
Ben Arbuckle and John Mateer just made the most sense. They're the dynamic duo, and Mateer's probably going to win Heisman now, so it worked out. But
It did.
listen, as much as we like Georgia Tech, if you're Clemson, you can't
You got to
lose
beat
that
Georgia
game.
Tech. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Losing to LSU with the type of team they have this year, supposed to be national title contender, makes sense, but Georgia Tech doesn't. So
being in a dogfight against Troy, and it's not that they're 1-2; they've lost 2 games. They haven't looked good in all 3 games.
no,
I mean, they were in a fist fight with Troy, and it's not my Troy team from NCAA 26. I mean, we're boat racing everybody. That was a bad Troy team.
well, it's
Not
not
bad.
like the schedule's
Not a
going to
good
get
Troy team.
any easier either. I mean, you got
They got
SMU,
Syracuse this weekend, which, look,
and if
Syracuse may
2
not be
weeks,
anything too great,
like towards
but
the end of the season, you got Florida State, you got Louisville, and at the end of the season, you got South Carolina. Like if they end up figuring it out, I know they haven't looked good, but if South Carolina figures it out, that's always a tough game. So
yeah. Speaking of
yeah,
South Carolina, I heard an interesting thing today. Depending on how this
what's that?
goes with South Carolina and Columbia, could Shane Beamer look to take over that Virginia Tech job? Do you think he'd leave Columbia for Blacksburg?
Mm, I would rather him get fired and come back to Norman and take over special teams again.
I would
We
prefer
could,
that. That
yes,
would be my preference. But I think if you're
legacy.
legacy, I think if you're the people up in Blacksburg, no matter how it goes this year, I think you open up the checkbook and you make some phone calls.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like his tenure at South Carolina has been great. He had a great team last year, and he's trying to,
He brought a lot of people back too, and it just hasn't.
well, maybe on offense, yeah, but
Yeah,
on
defense
defense,
got decimated.
yeah. I mean, defense still has like Dylan Stewart, and that's it.
Maybe Dylan Stewart should just enter the transfer portal and come to OU.
Yeah, I'd love that. That'd be
Never
fantastic.
happened. Um, but anyways, that, like we were saying, great lineup for college football games this weekend. Do you want
Yeah,
to start it off with our game, OU and Auburn, the
let's do it.
return of
Let's talk
Jackson?
about it. We're done. We don't have anything else to say on Dabo, right? Like we've
No,
said
no,
what
I'll
we
just
said.
wait for Monday's press conference and we'll see
Oh,
if there's more to say on Dabo, dude. I hope there is. He's fun, dude. He makes football fun. So yes, number 11 Oklahoma is welcoming number 22 Auburn. The return of Jackson Arnold. Hugh Freeze is bringing the boys. First time Auburn's ever played in Norman.
yep.
We are 3-0 against the Tigers. We have 2 wins in the Sugar Bowl, 72 2017, and then the game last year, obviously, the Kip 6 game. Um, the line currently 7.5, over under 47.5. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. If I was a betting man, which I'm not because I live in Oklahoma and it's illegal, I would
Good
take
man.
Oklahoma in the points. I think Oklahoma covers.
Depending on how, okay, so offensive line, I haven't been looking at much, but the people of Oklahoma are talking. They're saying Troy
Here, I'll
Everett's
pull up
out.
the. Yeah, Troy Everett's done for the season.
Damn, that sucks.
He tore his other ACL. But here's the injury
Oh,
report.
Miami.
Yeah, I know. Here's the injury report that was released today.
So
So
much for a
out,
blowout.
likely done for the season. JJ Newcomb, Troy Everett. Jacob Sexton is out. Jake Taylor's out, which we've known. R. Mason's obviously missing the first half with the suspension. Doubtful, likely to be out. I would say Giovanni Gibson and Eli Bowen. They're both doubtful. I would think Kent State makes the most sense for them to come back. Questionable, backup to the backup to the backup. Isaiah Autry Dent. Shout out Marcus Dupree. Offensive lineman. He's questionable. Marvin Jones is questionable. But today, probable, we have Zion Kearney, Keontae Lewis, Danny Okoye, Vechi Wiwu, Mike Fasusi, Jake Michaela. Those 5 guys listed as probable. I would also assume a questionable for Marvin Jones. I would assume he gives it a go. I would think that Marvin Jones, Kearney,
Well, he
Lewis,
needs to give it
Okoye,
a go, damn it.
I know, especially with R. Mason being out the first half. Kearney, Lewis, Okoye, Wiwu, Fasusi, and Michaela. I would assume all 6 of those guys give it
I
a go.
think they're playing. Yeah, I
I
think they're
think
all
they're
playing.
The only
Probable you
one
have to
that
put
I
them
could
on there just because
see,
they had some sort of like small injury,
now,
minute.
yeah, Keontae still has to fully get through concussion protocol, so we won't know until tomorrow night. Fasusi's Fabechi is the one that I'm most worried about. He probably had the worst sprain, but I still think they're going to shoot him up with as much as they can. Big ibuprofen game, and they're just going to send Fabechi out there because he's our backup center.
Yeah.
If Michaela goes down, it's Fabechi or it's Gunnar Allen, the walk-on, or it's Owen Hollenbeck.
Did he leave? Is he gone?
Yeah, Iasosa's at West Virginia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's at West Virginia. He's I think their backup center. But wow, 14-14 at the half. Shit, Miami. Making me look dumb. I thought they were gonna get fucking run out of the building. They still might. But so the injury report, people have been talking a lot. You know who else has been talking a lot? Auburn fans on Twitter. Like there's some king of a fucking program. They ain't worth jack shit. Okay.
I love it though.
Claiming these fake ass titles.
Yeah, they're legit titles.
You're right. My bad, dude. My bad.
Yeah, they're legit titles that they just.
If they're legit titles, I'm gonna go claim all that legit pussy I got in high school. So
here's where I agree with you. Yes, OU 7.5 makes a lot of sense for 2 reasons. One, they have the better defense and they got the better quarterback.
Yep.
It makes a lot of sense. Now I know injuries on the offensive line aren't great, but those guys should play. And prayer circle, they all stay healthy for this game too.
If they can just fight
Arnold's
through,
issues are still the same issues, unfortunately, that he had. Processing, like listen, on an RPO play or like a mesh concept, it's 3 steps, 1 hitch, get the ball out. He's still having the same problem of 3 steps, hold the ball, hitch. All right, now I'm going to throw it when the corners had time to, recover. It's the same issues. He doesn't throw it over the middle of the field too much either, except for like maybe a couple times a game. He's looked better. I'm going to give Jackson Arnold his props.
He's looked a lot better.
Yeah, and I'm happy for him. I want him to succeed, except for not in this game.
It's still between the eyes for him, though. I don't know if you've really watched Auburn so far this year. Now we watched the Baylor game. I was watching some clips and a little bit of cut-ups from their South Alabama game and
Ball State.
There was one particular play where you can still see the nerves get to him. So South Alabama ran a delayed blitz, and it's blocked up well. All he's got to do is kind of step to the right, and then he's got a free gap. But as soon as he sees the blitzer, he doesn't even get comfortable into his set. He goes 1, 2, 3, and instead of getting right up, I'm gonna go pull this from YouTube and I'll put it on the actual video so whoever's watching can see what I'm talking about. You've probably seen it. I'll send it to you if you haven't. He doesn't get fully into his drop. Right as he's getting to his 3rd step in the drop, he spreads his feet and starts panicking and dancing around, and then he goes to escapes the wrong way and gets sacked. On like 3rd and 8 inside the 30-yard line, he gets pushed back out to the long field goal range. Like it's still the same problems he's had. He's not comfortable throwing the ball down the field. And like I said, I still a huge Jackson Arnold supporter. I want him to be great, but I want him to suck shit through a straw on Saturday for 3 hours.
Well, and it's not only that, but I mean, he still has problems in the RPO game. And that's the only. Listen,
Yeah.
Oklahoma's defense, Brent Venables' defense is going to. It's not a normal defense. Like the RPO game against that defense is. It's tough to run. Like you have to read what the safety's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Brent Venables' defense lies to you. It lies to you. So I mean, there's a particular play where, they're running RPO slant. He's got to read the safety dropping. The safety fakes like he's dropping down. He gets,
Mm-hmm.
he starts stepping back, but Arnold's already released the ball to Coleman, and then bam, collision already happens. You know,
Yeah.
and it's not Jackson Arnold's fault. That's what he's taught to do. But that's
Yeah.
why it's defenses lie to you. Like he put his receiver in a hospital ball spot, but it's not really his fault. And I guarantee you, Venables is going to have something that's.
Oh yeah.
I know
Oh,
Oklahoma hasn't had a turnover yet. I feel a turnover coming. Sack
well,
fumble.
immovable object
I
versus
feel a sack
unstoppable
fumble.
force, right? Jackson Arnold hasn't had a true turnover. He's had a couple fumbles, but they've been recovered. He hasn't had a turnover all season. OU's defense hasn't forced a turnover all season. One of those
Yeah.
dams is gonna break. And if I had to bet money, which again, I would bet on Oklahoma's defense to force
I'm
a
going to
turnover.
bet on this to be a close game in the first half.
I agree. I
I think
agree.
it's
It
going to
might
be a
even be
close game in the
tied at
first half.
halftime.
I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn scores first, but no room to panic if it's 7-0 Auburn to start.
Yeah,
Because I think Oklahoma's offense will have a sense of urgency after that, and they'll figure some stuff out. Like I said, it was my Jaden Knott breakout game.
that is true. That is true. Now, the things
If
that I
if
do
they
worry
play him,
about,
if they play
right?
him, I
If
don't
they
know what
play
they're
them,
going to do. But if they decide that they've been faking us all along, if Jaden Knott rolls out with the ones and he's a starter, like
I think
that's
it'll
my
still be
player to
Torrey
watch.
Blaylock,
He's been good,
but
so it makes sense.
he has been very good. One thing
Jackson
that
Arnold rolling back into Norman is going to be the storyline in this game. Like a lot of people
100%, it already has
that
been.
don't, if you don't know the saga of Jackson Arnold with Oklahoma, you would think massive revenge game for him. They rolled away from him too quickly. Not the facts. Both decided a fresh start was
Yeah,
necessary for their, you know, he knew
it was a
the fresh
mutual
start
parting
was
of ways.
exactly, but that's not what the storylines are going to say. That's not going to grab
Oh,
media's
it's fun
attention.
on Twitter. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not the
it,
engagement.
Brent Venables rolled off of Jackson Arnold too quick. He, they didn't. They gave up on him. That's going to be the storyline of the game.
Yeah,
So I think a lot of people are rooting for Jackson Arnold to come out hot, win this game for Auburn, and solidify himself as, hey, I was a 5-star for a reason. But
exactly.
dude, John Mateer's too good. He's must-watch TV at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who I'm trusting. I'm trusting John Mateer more than I am Jackson Arnold in this game.
Me too.
Not that
Me too.
Arnold can't become a better quarterback. I just think against this defense, it's too hard.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. So, is your prediction for OU to cover?
Yeah. I like him to win by 10.
I do too. 10 to 14 is kind of my thought. I could also see it being like 23-20. I mean, this is just a stereotypical CYA on the score,
Well,
right?
yeah, it's not like Auburn doesn't have dudes in the trenches.
Correct. Yeah.
Like
But
they've got
Auburn's secondary is
very
not
good guys in
good.
the trenches. No, they're
They
not.
got small linebackers and a bad secondary. And now Auburn's wide receivers also match up well against our corners. Like
Yeah,
Cam Coleman
Cam
on Cortland
Coleman is
Guillory all
amazing.
day. Yeah, that's going to be a matchup nightmare for
Singleton.
Portland. Yeah. Eric Singleton. Singleton's a beast. He's like their version
Well,
of Dion.
okay, this is the "What are you made of, kid?" game. This is the best
Mhm.
receiver he's probably going to go up against all season
Yeah. Well,
because
Ryan
I know
Williams.
Ryan Williams. Yeah, I know Ryan Williams, and then the Anderson kid from LSU, the small guy.
Yeah.
But
Maybe Nick Harbor.
no,
I don't think
I
so.
still think it's Cam Coleman. I think Cam Coleman's going to be the hardest receiver he guards all season. I think they'll put
That's fair.
somebody else on Ryan Williams. Like I can see like Gentry Williams.
Gentry on Ryan Williams would be a fire matchup to watch all day.
Well, you need to speed with speed, and Gentry
Yeah, you're
Williams
right.
is the
You're right. The
so
burner.
yeah. He's the
But no,
97 overall speed.
I agree though. I think OU wins by double digits. I also think that crowd's gonna that crowd's gonna have one out for
Well,
Jackson.
yeah, and it's in
Gonna make it
Norman
tough.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in Norman. Like, obviously, the crowd's gonna be a big factor. I
Mhm.
think Mateer is just like he's the guy that's competing for the Heisman. I think he probably knows he's up there in the favorites to win Heisman.
Yeah.
I can see him instead of it being a letdown for him, I can see it being a spot where he, because we saw it with Michigan, like
Mhm.
he played his best game of the season against Michigan.
Yeah.
So I can see it being
Gonna be
a
it's gonna be a
massive like
fun fucking game.
we're gonna know a lot about this team and how they play against Auburn.
Oh yeah. And then we're gonna have to sit on our asses for 2 weeks because we have a bye week and then Kent State and Texas. So um
We have
it's
two
gonna be
bye
fun.
weeks.
Yeah, essentially effectively 2 bye weeks. You gotta go 1-0 every week, all right? Ain't no bye weeks when you got a team coming to town, no matter how bad.
So
Um,
Oklahoma by you
double
like them
digits.
7.5?
Yeah.
Okay. You like them
Mhm.
double digits? Yeah, me too. By
Yeah.
I say double digits like 10,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
And now it could be like a
27 to
back.
17.
Yeah, that I really like that. I really like that. Do you think Jackson gets a passing touchdown? Do you think he gives up the first passing touchdown of the season?
I mean, he
I
could
think
just lob it up
Singleton
to
or
Cam
Coleman gets
Coleman.
one. Yeah. One of them gets one. And it might even be like a 50-50 ball that Cam just turns into like an
I don't
80-20.
know. I think it'd be easier to. This team gives up a lot of like big yardage on runs. They'll give up
They
like
get a
one
good
play.
fucking running back. Cobb,
Yeah,
it's a beast,
like this
man.
team is really good on defense
Mm-hmm.
and like hitting their gaps the way that they should. But there's times where they just kind of lapse. They don't have the Stutzman or Bowman anymore. Like,
It's true.
you know, they've got Peyton Bowen or
Go, Kip.
yeah.
So we'll see. It'll be a fun
Whenever
game
the
though.
linebackers are in fault, it's usually the safeties that are at fault for those big runs.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Uh moving on. So next big game that we have, this is gonna be 10 a.m. local kick in
yeah,
Salt Lake City, but probably part one of the Big 12 championship game. Now I know
yeah.
you have on Kansas. I still think Iowa State's got something to say, but Utah, Texas Tech look like probably the two best teams in the Big 12.
I think
And
I think this is probably your Big 12 matchup. And I know I'm high on Kansas. They're my sleeper Big 12 championship, but
Iowa
that's
State
it's
on a
looking
bye this
grim.
week. Yeah, I think Iowa State's on a bye this week. Iowa State's technically the highest ranked team in the Big 12, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be an absolute insane game. Utah's getting 3.5, over unders 56.5. Utah with Devin Dampier and their offensive coordinator and quarterback coach they brought over from UNLV, I believe, right?
Yep.
Or wherever they were at before. Absolutely on a tear. Texas Tech
Yep.
with the oil money, they've bought a just absolutely astonishing roster. And Baron Morton's a good fucking quarterback too. They have
Yeah,
dudes everywhere.
he's second. He's in passer rating.
Mm-hmm.
He's number 2 behind Jordan Mailata at USC.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
he's been really good. They have a very good offense that's very creative,
mhm.
kind of gimmicky at times, but it doesn't matter. When your team's playing good, you can throw out the gimmicky plays.
Oh yeah.
Uh, we were talking about coaches or talking about Dabo Sweeney not being able to adapt to the new college football. When you take
Yeah.
a look at some of the older tenured coaches that have been coaching for their team for a while,
Mhm.
Whittingham is a coach that you think of that has been able to adapt to the new college football. Like he's getting guys from the transfer portal, and his team is now succeeding after that kind of
Yeah.
weird season they had last year. Dampier's been good. Spencer Fano is supposed to be like a first round pick at left
Mhm.
tackle or right tackle, I mean. Or no, he's left tackle. I'm thinking of the guy from Miami. But I like Utah. I think, a lot of people have picked him to win the Big 12. It's Kyle Whittingham. He's ran a great program at Utah for a long time now.
Mhm.
I I don't know, man. I like
It's in
Texas Tech
Utah.
to win this one. I know. And that's what makes it difficult. I had to think about this game for a while, but I like Texas Tech in this one. I like their roster. I really like their quarterback. I I think they can I think they can cover. I think they can win this game at that.
I think so too. This one's super up in the air. I mean, if it was neutral side, it'd effectively be a pick 'em, right? Utah's getting
Yeah.
3 because they're at home. But I I'm taking Utah.
Okay.
I love now Texas Tech's been. I mean, they've scored what 70 in every fucking game at this point
I
this season.
also I'm taking Texas Tech because I've watched more of their games than I have Utah.
See,
I
I've
watched
watched more Utah than I have Texas Tech.
I've watched Utah blow out UCLA, and I was like, okay, this is the best team in the Big 12. And then I decided to watch more Texas Tech games. The Texas Tech, they just look really good on offense. So that's
They
kind of what I'm
do,
basing it on.
man. I think Devin Dampier. I think they're just going to carry this team, man. I think it's going to be high scoring. It's going to be your classic Big 12 shootout.
Well, they're also very reliant on Devin Dampier.
They are, and that's the tough part.
But maybe
But
that's a good reason to pick them because, you know, they haven't Morton's been a great quarterback, but they haven't had to rely on him as much. That's what has made him so great. They have a good running game as well. But maybe this is one of those where Utah's getting a lot of pressure on them and they can't run the ball. It's like, all right, kid, you know, like you were picked to be the starter for a reason.
mhm,
What do you got?
yeah,
They know that hey, when Dampier, when his back is against the wall, or when their backs are against the wall, and they can't run the ball, they know that he's going to be able to produce for them. So I was very back and forth on this, but I'm ultimately going with Texas Tech.
yeah. I've really
I'm
held
not
out on Utah. Now
I'm
I
not taking
just
money line. I'm taking them 3.5. I'm just going to take
that's
them to
fair.
cover.
That's fair. I've always been a huge Utah guy. I've always been really big on them since they were back in the Big 12. I love Kyle Whittingham. I love his teams, man. They just play like reminds me
They
of
play
Bill
hard
Snyder.
for them. Yeah,
Yeah,
they play
reminds
very
me of
hard
Bill
for them.
Snyder. Very fundamentally sound, physical fucking football teams that they will play any. You're right. He adopts like anybody. And he'll play, and his teams will play any style of football. What's the old Dan Campbell thing? We're gonna drag you out to deep water and we're gonna drown you. You knock us down, we're gonna fucking bite off a kneecap. Like that's literally Kyle Whittingham's teams.
Yeah.
And I just think that
This is probably the first time Texas Tech has had a real shot at the Big 12 since 2008 when they
probably,
had
yeah, because
Stuck
they
in
never truly had a
Oklahoma.
shot with Mahomes.
Yeah.
They were good, but they weren't like upper
But
echelon in the
Graham
Big 12.
Harrell and Michael Crabtree was the last time that they were a real shot at the Big 12, right?
Yeah, and then Sam Bradford and the
Yeah,
boys shit down their
exactly.
throat. So
Exactly. So, and Oklahoma and Texas aren't in the conference anymore.
exactly.
So
So I
you got
mean,
Utah.
you're looking for, and that's the big thing with the Big 12, right? Everyone's been looking for that new team to run that conference. Luckily, I think we're going to get really lucky with the Big 12. I think there's going to be a lot of like, I guess diversity is not really the best word for it, but there's going to be a lot of different teams that win in the Big 12. I think you're going to get years where it's Iowa State. We had Arizona State last year. Maybe it's Utah this year, Texas
No
Tech. But I think
dynasties.
no dynasties. You might get one though if Texas Tech just starts pumping billions into that program. There might not be shit you can do about it.
No.
But
We'll
I
see.
think there's going to be a lot of different
Is there
teams.
a
But I'm
5-star
taking
left
Utah.
tackle plan? Felix Ojo, the guy that they paid
I
a
don't think
fuck
he's
ton
on the
of money
roster
to.
yet.
Oh, that's for 2026.
Yeah, he's a 26 guy.
Oh, I thought he was 25. Okay.
Mm-mm. He's a 26 dude. But yeah, he's 26.
I'll be right back.
You're good.
What's the next game?
So the next game, let's see. We have Michigan, Nebraska, Illinois, Indiana.
Let's talk
South
Illinois,
Carolina.
Indiana.
We also have South Carolina, Mizzou, Miami, Florida as well. Miami, Florida. I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about. I think Miami's gonna fucking murder Florida.
Well, game day is going to be there.
Yeah, that feels like a mistake. I don't think it's gonna be close. But
Well, I don't
you
think
do
they
Illinois,
expected.
Indiana.
I don't think they expected Lagway to be as bad as he's been.
Throw 28 fucking picks.
Well, we should talk about the marquee matchup in the Big 12.
The Big Ten.
Big 10, yeah, that was the marquee. Big 10 marquee matchup.
Yeah. So Bloomington, Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana. The Hoosiers are welcoming the Brent Bielema and the Fighting Illini with Luke Altmaier running the show.
If you told me
Indiana.
20 years ago that that was going to be the marquee matchup in the Big 10 and not Michigan, well, I guess Nebraska was in the Big 12, so if you told me Michigan versus Nebraska was the Big 10 marquee matchup, I'd have been like, you're on shrooms, but it's Indiana and Illinois. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, man. And I think it's gonna be a fucking baller of a game too. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, it is. It's going to be this entire week. Week 4 is kind of where you're getting into the nitty gritty. It's
mhm.
not quite at the meat and potatoes of the schedule, but
It's when conference play starts to kick off. You start getting some good early games. But I mean, yeah, dude, I think it's gonna be a fantastic game. I don't know which way I'm leaning on this. So you got Luke Altmaier, 709 yards, 71.8% completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, 0 picks so far in the
he's
season.
been one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
Dude, Mendoza and Altmaier are almost identical on stats. So I'll
Yeah,
read over Altmaier again real quick. 56 to 78, 709, 72 effectively, 72% completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, 0 picks. Mendoza, 55 of 76, 708 yards, 72.4% completion percentage, 9 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, it couldn't really get any closer without it being exactly
well,
the
yeah,
same.
no,
So,
they're almost exactly even in like
yeah.
all production measurements, and yet Indiana's getting the favorite here, being at home. You
Yeah,
know,
they're getting 6.5.
yeah,
I think it'd be much closer
we
than
haven't
that.
heard anything
I would
crazy
take
from Signetti yet either.
that is true. That is true. I would most certainly take Illinois to cover. I mean, I don't know if I'm taking them to win just yet because I feel like Illinois has got some problems on the offensive line, but I haven't seen enough Indiana. I mean, Illinois, what they gave up 6 sacks against fucking Duke.
Yeah.
And so,
Oh, there's
that's not what you
Kincaid.
expect from a Brett Bielema team. You expect, I mean, he's an offensive line guy,
Yeah.
but it's early in the season, obviously.
Can I tell you what
But
I think?
what's that?
There's just something for some reason. There's something going on in my brain that's making me think Illinois is going to blow them out. And
Really?
I know I've been low on Illinois, like not being they shouldn't be the number 9 team.
Wow.
I think it's going to be
You think
I
this
think
is a
it's
statement game for the Fighting Illini?
I think Illinois makes a statement. Like I know it's Indiana, they're at home. It's Kirk Signetti in that squad, and Mendoza's looked a lot better. True. I don't know, man.
Oh
I think
man.
Bielema is kind of hearing that nobody believes in his team, and everybody's talking about Luke Altmaier, but not the rest of the team. I think he's going to have them ready to go. Kylo! Sorry, my dog's
I
going
no,
crazy.
you're good. I think so.
I think Illinois is going to blow them out. I don't know why I think that. I think I could very well get on this podcast next week and say I'm an idiot, which of course I am. Duh.
Yeah, we both are. I think so. I think I think Illinois is going to cover. I don't know if I'm necessarily taking them to win just yet. I haven't seen enough of both teams, and this is going to be such a just a pussy ass pick of me. But I'm taking Illinois to win. I'm not taking the money line. I think whoever wins, I think it's a
Illinois to
3.
win? That would be money
Yeah,
line.
or no, I'm taking them to cover, not the money line.
Oh,
I'm taking
okay.
them to cover. I think whoever wins, Indiana or Illinois, I think it's a 3 to 6 point game, no matter what. I think it's close. I just think I personally cannot, unless it's Notre Dame in the playoff game, I cannot put Signetti down. All right. I'm always smoking that Signetti pack. I almost said something really, really bad there.
Yeah.
That was close, dude. Um, but I am a huge fan of Signetti. And I'm a huge fan of Bielema too, man. I don't think I've seen enough from either team to know anything different than this game's going to come down to maybe a field goal at the end or a last minute touchdown. This game's going to be a dogfight, and I can't wait.
And I hope we get that. I would rather it be like a fun game to like a Georgia Tennessee last week where it's just back and forth. So like yeah, I know how's any game going to top that? We'll see, but that's that's just where my head's at right now. Well, when I say Illinois blows them out, like I'm thinking like 14-point victory, like by 2 touchdowns.
Like maybe not so much on the scorecards, but like you look at it, if you watch the game, you're like, okay, Illinois was in control. Kind of like
Yeah.
the OU game, they won by 14, but it's like OU really probably could have won that game by 28.
Yeah, they
You
left
know,
some
if
points
you
on
get
the
it right.
board.
You know, so I feel you. I feel you coming from that standpoint. I can't turn down
It
Signetti, man.
doesn't. It really doesn't make any sense. But something is just like I could just feel like it's one of those games that it's supposed to be a good game
Mm-hmm.
because it is. It's supposed to be a
It's
good
gonna be
game, and I feel like we're gonna get like a disappointment out of it. And I feel like if I trust anybody, it's Bielema and Luke
Altmaier.
Altmaier. Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that. Um, any other thoughts on that game? So maybe the biggest
Nope.
game of the weekend. This is the one that all the big dogs have been talking about. Should get a little bit more praise than it probably has gotten. But we got the Blessing Bowl this weekend, man.
Yeah, we do.
Wolverines are heading into Lincoln, Nebraska. They're currently 1.5-point favorites in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Michigan coming off a dominating win against Central Michigan. Nebraska has been outside of the Cincy game. Nebraska's pretty much handled their other two opponents. Um, this is year 3 under Matt Rule. This is usually where you see that dial start to get turned up. What's the rule where they start really kicking ass? I don't know how I feel. My heart wants this. As weird as this is as an OU fan, my heart wants Nebraska to win this game. Maybe it's because I have family that are big Nebraska fans. My dad, I mean, he's an OU fan at heart, but he's always been a Nebraska fan.
I've got family that's Nebraska. I mean, that's what my family is. It's house divided, Nebraska, Oklahoma.
Really?
So
Wow.
yeah, I
You
get
and
it.
I get more and more similar the more that I get to know you.
Yeah.
Both Italians and Germans. We were both on the wrong side of World War II. There's a lot going on. But
Access to powers, man.
no, I mean, I think I would take Nebraska to win this game. I think Patrick
Really?
Mahomes the third, Dylan Raiola, aka whatever you want to call him. I think that this is time for Nebraska to really stand out. I think Michigan's a year away. Bryce Underwood's fantastic. I think next year Michigan probably wins the Big Ten, depending on what else happens throughout the conference.
Over Ohio
Throughout the
State.
conference. Over Ohio State. I think Bryce Underwood's going to be that fucking good. I just think I'd like Nebraska to win this game, man. I really do. I like Nebraska as a playoff team, and I think this win Saturday vaults them into playoff contention.
Well, two very highly touted quarterbacks going out. It's fun.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I like Michigan to win this game. I believe in Bryce Underwood, and if history tells us anything, it's Michigan does a very good job when their coach isn't on the sidelines coaching for them.
That is
Which
true.
I know
I
it doesn't
didn't even
really
think
mean
about that.
anything. It doesn't really mean anything because Biff Poggi, he's going to be coaching, and it's Biff Poggi. Like
That's true.
he's going to give them all the juice they need. He's going to go out there with sleeve. He's going to have his sleeveless shirt on. I I think I like Michigan's talent more than I like Nebraska's talent right now. I am indifferent. Here's why I disagree with you. I think Nebraska's still a year away.
Okay.
I think Michigan can still compete. I think Michigan can still compete, and I think they're going to win this game. I think this will be a close game, maybe, depending on how Bryce Underwood looks. He's
Yeah.
very talented. Like you can tell he's extremely talented. I mean, the two games he's played other than against Oklahoma, he's looked really good. I think Oklahoma's just a much better defense than what Nebraska's got. So,
True.
but Nebraska is underdogs at home. They are the underdog at home, and they're 3-0.
Yeah. I just
So, like, I
I don't know.
wouldn't be
I think
surprised if Matt
it's
Rule gets them fired up before the game. And it's
I
Patrick Mahomes Jr. You're right. It's Raiola.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It's I don't know, man. I just think Matt Rule's gonna use his little podcast. Coming from me. That's hilarious. Coming from us. But I just think Matt Rule it's time for Nebraska to make a statement
you think
as a
so?
college football program. And I think like if they win, I think people are going to start really saying, the Sam Ellinger thing, we're back. This Nebraska, if they win Saturday, I think everyone in that building knows it, which kind of scares me. So I feel like there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot more pressure on Nebraska than there is Michigan in this game.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But I think It's a statement win for Nebraska, much like you were talking about with Illinois, Indiana. I think this is a game where Nebraska comes out, and historically, ever since they lost Bo Pelini or Bo Pelini walked or they got rid of him, whatever ended up happening there, Nebraska has had these moments and they've failed every time. I don't think they fail this time. I think Nebraska comes out, and I don't think they dominate. I think it's a close game. I think it's a rock fight. I'd probably lean the under 47.5. I'd probably lean the under, but I think Nebraska ends up winning this game. Close.
So if they get killed by Michigan, Michigan comes out, they're just too good on the line of scrimmage. They're able to run the ball. Bryce Underwood's comfortable. He's throwing darts, and this thing gets ugly quick.
Yeah.
Is the pressure on Matt Rule, or can we say like, okay, next year, like he's gonna have his team? Because
There's
it is
only
a good
so many
question. Like,
next years you can get.
yeah, Scott Frost was kind of heat was on his ass after year 2,
Yeah.
and Matt Rule. We know that with Matt Rule teams, Temple, Baylor, after year 3, like that's when he really gets the program going.
Yeah.
So it would be a statement win, but if they get killed by Michigan, do you give them another chance? Like if they
get well, here's the thing. Nebraska has a pretty workable schedule the rest of the year. I mean, let's see.
yeah, well they have a gauntlet. They have to go up against USC and UCLA.
Oh God. But yeah, I mean, they beat Cincinnati, and then they had Akron and Houston Christian. It is what it is. They have Michigan this weekend. Then they have Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern. They're at home for USC. They go to UCLA. That's a terrifying environment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of training out there. And then they fly back across the country. They're at Penn State, and they finish the season against Iowa. If they lose, realistically, they can still go 10-2, 9-3, and have a really good season. Best they've had in years.
Who would they lose to?
USC and Penn State, possibly, depending on what Maryland is at that time.
So if they lose to Michigan, they would they would you would think they would still lose to USC and Penn State, so 9-3?
USC or Penn State.
Okay.
If they're going to go 10-2, they'd lose. They drop one more of those, preferably USC.
If they beat Penn State at home,
that would be insane.
Yeah,
that would make up for anything else that happened all season.
I have my upset of the week maybe coming up later on in the season.
Oh
now that I'm looking at it.
But it's going to line up to be a really fun game. But I mean,
depending on how they look against these teams that they play.
Mm-hmm. I still think 10-2 is the most likely outcome for Nebraska. Whether it's a loss Saturday and then one more loss later on in the season, USC, Penn State, somewhere around there, or if it's a win Saturday, and PJ Fleck's always good for one. Say they lose at Minnesota, beat USC, and lose to Penn State. You know what I mean? Like I think 10-2 is the most likely outcome for Nebraska. I think Nebraska is fighting for a playoff spot at the end of the season, no matter how it goes Saturday. Okay. But I still think Nebraska wins.
So you like them to beat Michigan?
I like them to beat Michigan.
Okay. I like Michigan to win this game. We will see how it goes.
We will definitely see.
Are there any other marquee matchups we should talk about? Florida, Miami. I mean,
Wofford, Virginia Tech is kind of.
Yeah, dude. Georgia State, Vanderbilt. Everybody's talking about that one.
No, but Miami, Florida. Florida. Do we get the Florida we got at the end of the year where they're fighting for Billy Napier's life, or does the locker room give up on them?
I also think
Miami's. I think the Miami is the best team in college football right
now. Well, they're playing like it.
Yeah, and Carson Beck looks like a man reborn.
Yeah,
what happens when you get Miami?
You go down to Miami.
Yeah,
you go from Georgia down to Miami.
Yeah. So, but
a lot of cocaine.
Yeah.
Remember when that Miami coach? Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, no, it was disgusting.
What about the guy that won the Powerball and the lady was asking him, "What are you going to do with all that money?" A lot of cocaine and hookers. Do you think that was Carson Beck?
Yeah.
He broke up with one of the Cavendish twins, so it wouldn't surprise me. He's got tattoos on his arm.
He
Seems like
does,
that kind
man.
of guy.
He's also uglier than piss. Coming from me,
Yeah.
it's funny, but you know, it is
Yeah,
what it
I
is.
always feel bad because they always show him smiling like up close, and his teeth are just doesn't
Yeah,
look
he
like he's
looks like
ever.
he's. Yeah, it looks like he's gotten fucked up before, dude. But
Yeah, looks like he just chain smoked cigarettes.
yeah, Miami getting
He's
9.5.
peaking.
I think Miami rolls though. I think Miami 2 to 3 touchdowns.
Okay, what if DJ Lagway comes out hot though?
Yeah, and throws 6 interceptions, or if he was hot
4.
last week. Yeah, oh, 4.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very
Uh,
possible. He's got all the talent in the world to come out and dominate a football game. I still think he could be on fire, and they still lose this game.
yeah. All right, who is your underdog of the week?
My underdog of the week. So I was leaning one way, but I ended up deciding to switch my mind fully voluntarily. wasn't by force or anything.
Okay.
Um, but the
Yeah, I didn't
game
bend
that I
that in
got
between.
my eyes on, I was thinking between two, but the one that I ended up settling, the one that I ended up deciding on, Wisconsin's getting 9.5 against Maryland and Camp Randall.
Mm.
Maryland's got a big time quarterback. He's a baller at quarterback. And Maryland's 3-0. Wisconsin's 2-1. Let's see. Maryland's beaten FAU, Northern Illinois, the Golden Dome beaters in Northern Illinois, and then Towson. This is their first test of the season. And I think they live up to it. Look,
Think
man,
so?
Malik Washington, 773 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's been balling. They got a good, like, stable at running back. They haven't been running for a ton of yards or great average, but I think they have potential. They got some good receivers, and I trust. It's weird to say. I have faith. I'll put it that way. I have faith in the
Hey,
Terrapins to go
okay.
out and get this game. I think I th- I mean, I obviously would take them to cover. I don't love Wisconsin and Luke Fickle right now. I mean, obviously they just got blown out by Alabama. Kind of could see that
Do
one
you not think
coming.
this is probably like this may be like a locker room game where they get together like, hey, we just got blown out.
It
Like
could
we
be,
can't
but man,
afford to lose this game.
I don't like their quarterback, and I don't like a lot of what they have going on.
Yeah, their backup is not well, and he's a
No,
backup too.
he
He hasn't
is.
looked terrible, but
Now
he's
they do
small.
have your boy Vinny Anthony at receiver. They have some
I like
dudes,
him.
but I am still not a big fan of
Well,
Wisconsin.
Jaden Ballard's
He is. I think, look, Wisconsin, when they're at their best, you think the Melvin Gordon, the Monty Ball, the Jonathan Taylor, just run it down your throat, Big Ten West teams. Like
yeah.
that's not what they are right now. And I think they're having a bit of an identity crisis ever since Fickles got there. And I think it's going to bite them in the ass. I think Maryland, I
Which is crazy
honestly,
because that's kind of Fickle's identity. Like he's an offensive line guy,
I
run the
know,
football.
I know, but
But
they've just haven't
that's
been
what he was
that the
supposed
last
to
3
be. And that
years.
wasn't really him at Cincinnati.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
He had, oh God, Desmond Ritter's senior season at Cincy was insane. But no, I think Maryland goes out and wins this game. I think they get the upset. So I'm taking Maryland over Wisconsin. Who's your underdog of the week?
Okay. My underdog of the week is Tulane going up against Ole Miss.
I love
I
it.
think they have a real shot.
Yeah.
Like I listen, John Summerall is going to be looking for a big time job soon. I think he's going to take an SEC job at that. Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin. He likes to troll.
It
He,
does.
he put on his Instagram story or Twitter, whichever. Gators. So and he's been trolling about that, and a lot of Ole Miss fans are getting worried that maybe he's going to take the Florida job if Napier leaves. I think he's trolling Gator fans and Tulane fans that Summerall may take the job if they fire
How
Napier.
funny would it be? I know it's not realistic, but how funny would it be if just shit hit the fan in Ole Miss and then John Summerall gets the Ole Miss job and they fire Lane Kiffin after
He
beating
was
them?
just telling us. Yeah, he was telling us all along. But
He was.
I like Tulane in this game. It's crazy like how good Tulane has been with their coaching hires.
Yeah.
Like Willie Fritz takes the Houston job, and then they immediately go to John Summerall from Troy. Like they've nailed it. So like I trust Tulane to make another good coaching hire, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about the game. I think they have a real shot. underdog of the week. I think I'm going to go ahead and bet it right now.
They're what, minus 13.5?
Yeah.
I
like
think
them
it's
to
gonna be a
win.
hell of a game. I mean, I think Tulane's got a real shot. I think you got Jake Retzlaff, obviously, who's just a baller at quarterback.
Well,
He
yeah,
also
they've only
has a hell of
retained
a
like
coach.
what 5 guys. Like they lost Mensa and they lost Hughes. Hughes went to Oregon. He's the running back there now.
Yeah.
Like they haven't been able to retain some of their players, and it's to be expected when you're a G5 program and you have a chance.
Mhm.
Your players have a chance to go and play for Power Four, but you might need to talk me out of this. I kind of like them to win.
I do too. I don't hate it.
like
I I
I've
saw it at
watched
the
the
beginning of
Tulane
the
games.
week.
They're tough, dude. They're
I
very
know,
tough.
man. I saw it at the beginning of the week. So Monday I was looking over the games we had upcoming, and I was like, Tulane might make some noise, man.
Yeah,
At the very least,
it'll
I think it'll be
solidify their
close.
G5 spot. If they beat Ole
100%.
Miss, like let's say UNLV and Tulane are fighting for that spot. Tulane beating Ole Miss would mean more than anything that UNLV's done, right?
Million percent. Million percent. Unless UNLV has some secret, mob gambling shit, which they might. They might. But
Well, they've got Dan Mullen,
they do have Dan Mullen.
so
But
that'll attract a lot of
it will.
voters.
But no, I mean, like I said, at the beginning of the week, I saw this and I was like, now I also haven't been super high on Ole Miss yet. I haven't watched a ton of Ole Miss this season. I know they've been putting up points like crazy, and they're an SEC
That's to be
team. They have
expected,
SEC
yeah.
talent, but they lost a lot, man.
Dude, they had the roster to win the national championship last season. They went 9-3. Maybe I think they got the bowl game win, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. I
But
really like Tulane. This
I like
is
the green
going.
wave.
Yeah, it's going from them covering easily to. I think I might bet them to win.
At the
Talk me out
very
of it.
least,
Talk me out of it.
I can't talk you out of it. At the very least, they cover.
Yeah.
I think
Okay. You know what?
the
You're
safest bet of
right.
the weekend is the safest bet of the weekend, 1000% is Tulane minus 13.5.
You think so?
I think so.
You think that's
There's no way they
easier
lose.
than? You think it's easier than Miami versus Florida?
Yeah, because DJ Lagway is a huge
Hit
factor
or
in that
miss?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a huge wild
Yeah. If
card.
he only throws 4 interceptions, they may cover.
Yeah, they might. Fuck, if he would only thrown 4 interceptions last weekend, they might have fucking beat LSU, dude. Like
Yeah.
it
you, you make a good point.
like they have a lot of room. They have a lot of wiggle room. Florida does, because Florida has an immensely talented roster. It's crazy, but they also have Billy Napier headlining that team,
Yeah.
and it's a problem.
Okay.
So
I'm going in fully prepared to lose it, but I'm gonna take Tulane to win. I'm gonna take a money line.
straight up, all right, I like it.
Hey,
I
listen,
like it, man.
we're here to win big. All right,
Yeah, we
let's
take
fucking win,
risks.
Tulane. Let's go, John Summerall. Let's
Let's
go.
do it, man.
Let's go, Tulane.
Tulane, Jew Orleans.
Do it for
Money line's
yeah.
plus 360, man. That's a nasty. That's a good little bet. You have any other thoughts? We have Tulsa and Oklahoma State. What's that? The I-35, the war on I-35, or the whatever they want to call it.
Dude,
The battle for mid in the state of
if
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State loses that game, I think they fire Gundy
I
after
think
the
they
game.
fire Gundy before I can finish taking a shit after the game's over. If
Yeah,
Oklahoma loses that game.
which is crazy considering what Gundy's done for that program.
Yeah.
But in the NIL era, they haven't been able to.
Yeah, no. And part of that's on the administration and the boosters and everything, but part of it's also on Gundy.
Well, it's not like their boosters don't have money. I mean, they
They got
do.
money. They do.
Just I don't know.
And they have the know-how. There's players that like to put steer
Who the
carcass
fuck
on
would,
fucking lawns.
who the fuck wants to go to Stillwater though?
Yeah, why would you rather be in Stillwater when you can be in Norman?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Half of that talent really shouldn't be there, and the talent that should be there transferred to Oklahoma.
That is
Kendall
true.
Daniels.
That is true.
So,
Yeah,
is
I
there
remember
any
my buddy.
player to watch? Go ahead. What were you
I was
gonna say?
gonna say my buddy from Oklahoma State. whenever we got Kendall Daniels. He was like, "Well, good luck. He ain't gonna be shit. He's a lazy motherfucker." And I was like, "I think he just hated playing for my goddamn Oklahoma State." And he was right. He's been fucking balling. Anyways, you said a player to watch just
Yeah,
throughout all of college football this weekend.
yeah. Do you have a player to watch this weekend?
Hmm. My heart wants to say CJ Carr at Notre Dame. I think they get obviously their first win of the season against Purdue, and I think they ball out. But sneaky good game here. Memphis, Arkansas at 11 o'clock on ABC in Memphis. I think Taylor Green's going to put on a show. Arkansas is getting 7.5. I would probably lean Memphis to cover, but I think Arkansas is going to win that game, and I think it's going to be on the legs of Taylor Green.
Okay.
What about
Okay.
you?
I'm gonna go with Arch Manning at Texas against Sam Houston.
Let's see if he can complete over 50% of his passes this weekend.
Yes. Is he this bad? Like, is it the yips? Because I don't think anybody had Arch Manning. Like, I don't think bad was on the menu for Arch Manning. Like, there
It
was,
wasn't.
he's going to be in New York or he's just going to be average.
Yeah, bad was
He isn't,
definitely not.
yeah.
I don't know. I
Listen,
don't
if
know,
average
man.
was queef from a steer, he'd be the turd that comes out of its asshole because he has not been good. And I think, listen, Sam Houston's not the same caliber of Texas. Texas should steamroll this team, and I think they will.
Yeah. I don't even think Sam
But
Houston
but
is
if
going to get
Arch
across
Manning
the
only
50.
completes 53% of his passes and he's still missing throws, Texas is probably going to lose 4 games this season,
Yeah.
which is
Eerily
crazy.
similar to the OU issue from the OU problem from last year.
Yeah. Oh,
And I mean,
you're having to replace your offensive line. Your quarterback isn't confident, but he's got weapons, dude. He's got Ryan Wingo. I know their running back, Wisner isn't of the same talent as, Jaden Blue and,
Arch leads
TJ.
them in rushing, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to take a while for that offensive line to get going, but it didn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. They're not injured. Their offensive
No, they're
line
not
isn't facing
beat.
any, yeah, they're not beat to shit. Oklahoma was beat to shit. They could barely get 5 guys to practice on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So, how much of it do you think it's Arch Manning, and how much do you think it's Sark?
I think it's more on Arch than it is Sark,
I think
but
it's
I
like
I don't think
80%
Sark's
on.
necessarily helping the equation.
Well, I haven't watched too much of Texas. I watched a little bit of the UTEP game. He was giving him easy layups. He was just missing the throws though.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the throw that he was on the run and just threw it to the ground. I think he was
Mm-hmm.
passing it to Wingo. Like that's not Sark. Like you got to be able to play.
Yeah, well, you saw it, and I get the Ohio State game is a huge variable in this because it's in the shoe. It's his first ever big time start on the road. It's a
And we don't
big
know much about
environment,
Ohio State either because they played cupcake since.
right? But he was giving them layups, and he was missing or not seeing them,
Yeah.
and
The
it's
interception in the end
crazy.
zone was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. It is crazy to think about that Dante Moore is going to end up probably being the best quarterback out of that 23 class. He looks amazing at Oregon,
He
and they
looks
have
really
Oregon
good. Well,
State. Did you see their uniforms for this weekend?
listen, Klein's a good offensive coordinator. I
He
expect
is.
him to get a big time job soon too.
I agree. I agree. But I think Arch is. I don't think he's broken. I'm not going to go that far because I still think he's very talented and has
You
the
think he's
ability
got
to
the
be a
yips?
very good quarterback. I think he's got a little bit. Hey, nice little run from Ollie Gordon. How about that? I think he's got.
Dude, Ollie Gordon just looks massive at running back.
Oh, dude. I
Oh my
think I
god.
think it's a little bit of the yips, but I think it's more so that he
He's
just
as big as this
needs.
offensive lineman.
I know, dude. He's massive. I think he just needs to build. I think he needs a really good week to build confidence, and then he needs to start stacking those. And he doesn't have a lot of time to do it. I think it's very similar to Jackson. I think it's a confidence thing. I think it's between the years. I think it could go very sideways for them very quickly, and we could be looking at Arch playing somewhere else next year, depending on how the season goes. But I just don't think he's confident in himself and in that offense. I don't think the offensive line's helping. I
Well,
think
he's
it's
going to
just a
need to
big
get
problem all
confident
around.
because he's going to have to go up against Florida and then Oklahoma.
I'd appreciate him to not get confident. I would like
Yes.
that. I'd prefer that because a confident and really good Arch Manning makes October 11th a lot more difficult. All right, I'd like October 11th to be a cakewalk. Not a cakewalk. I like beating a good Texas team, but I just rather beat Texas in general. You got any other thoughts on college ball this weekend?
No, I think it's going to be a very good week 4. I can't wait
You
to
gonna be a
watch.
sicko and watch Iowa Rutgers tomorrow night?
Oh, of course. I'm going to
Yes.
be a sicko and watch Miami of Ohio versus UNLV.
Hey, we got SMU TCU this weekend too. That'll be a fun game.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even
So
talk about that. The Battle of the Choices,
the choices. That
which
is
is
gonna be.
who
I
is
think that's
God?
gonna be a fun fucking game.
Who is God's favorite? The Christians or the Methodists?
Probably the Jews. But anyways, no, I think it's gonna be a fun
We've had
weekend.
it
I think
all
it's gonna be
wrong this entire time.
yeah, yeah. We've never been. Just look at
Yeah.
history. All right, they
Listen,
keep getting away with it.
the Mormons
Uh,
are the Mormons are the ones that are getting into heaven.
it could be. It could be the Mormons. I'm definitely not getting into heaven, but I don't follow any of that shit. You're Italian, so you're definitely not going either. So. Do you got any other thoughts on culture ball?
I do not.
I'm excited, man. I
Let's
think
have
it's
a
gonna be a
good week.
fun weekend. Moving on to the NFL. So we just wrapped up the third quarter of the Thursday night game. I've been wrong on this one so far. It's been a lot closer than I thought. Bills are only up 21-14. Dolphins are driving right now, but it is 3rd and 14 from the Buffalo 46. So we'll see if they can either pick it up, get a little bit closer and kick a field goal, or if they end up probably going for it and not getting on 4th down.
Kind of
But
looking like a Miami backdoor cover.
it might be. It might be. What was the line? 13.5 to start or something like that?
Yeah.
But either way, been a pretty fun game. We talked about Ollie Gordon obviously a minute ago. Dalton Kincaid's been balling. Josh Allen is Josh Allen, but we got a big slate of games this weekend, as always in the NFL. Every weekend, every Sunday is a great Sunday in the NFL, and we're just going to kind of go through the games one by one and kind of give our thoughts, and then the return of the dick pics are back. So
Yeah. Our dick
we'll
pics
hit
are
that.
back.
Our dick pics are back. I found mine for once finally. Took me a long lot of searching. But so we'll start the weekend off. This is the first game that's showing up for me on ESPN, probably because I got them as a favorite. Packers are heading to Cleveland to play Joe Flacco / Dylan Gabriel / Miles Garrett / whoever else is around. Shooter Sanders.
Is Joe Flacco starting?
Yeah, Joe Flacco starting. He
Are you
might
starting?
die.
Okay. Or maybe not.
Flacco might die. He might not. He might go vintage Flacco, but I think he dies.
And I've been kind of riding on this take for a little while because we're Joe Flacco guys, or I
Yeah, we
guess
are.
I'm a Joe Flacco guy.
I like
was
Joe
the first
Flacco
one
as
to
well.
believe
I
it.
appreciate him. Not Sunday, I won't, but I appreciate a good Flacco.
Why don't they play Dylan Gabriel? Like I'm actually kind of surprised that they don't at least try Dylan Gabriel. They drafted him in the 3rd round. Stefanski, he's playing to save his job, right?
Would think so. Yeah.
Which I
I
guess
think
is crazy
Dylan
considering he's
fits.
been in the playoffs, a couple times in his career.
Yeah. Including with Joe Flacco and Baker Mayfield. Browns fans are certainly feeling that one.
Yeah,
But
but I don't see why. I mean, I guess because it's Green Bay and Green Bay is looking like one of the best teams in the NFL right now. Like, you don't want to risk it, maybe.
yeah,
See what you got with the kid, though. Fuck it, throw him
I
in the
would think
fire.
so. Maybe they're waiting for it to get a little bit worse. Maybe like 0-6, maybe they throw him out there. But no, I mean, I think we're probably both in agreement. I think Green Bay runs away with this one. 7.5. Green Bay probably wins by double digits. I don't think it's close. I'll kill myself. I'll end it all. Dude. No,
I think this is one of those really weird spots because you always talk about it where Green Bay has a letdown game.
especially early in the season.
Yeah, I can see the Browns covering. The Green Bay is going to win. Like
Right.
the Browns aren't going to win this game, but I think the Browns like they got smoked by
Baltimore.
Baltimore in the second half of
Hmm.
last week. Baltimore kind of ran away. It may easily be that where Green Bay runs away with it in the second half. But again, the Browns they were very competitive on defense,
They
and
were,
again
and that's the thing.
they know that offense, so they know what Lamar likes to do and what
Wow, they got it on
Todd
fourth
Monken likes
down.
to do.
Miami. Damn, dude, they're keeping
Oh,
this a
I'm behind.
fucking game. Sorry. I agree. And that's the one thing is like, the Packers have had some injuries along the offensive line. Zach Tom's been questionable, a couple guys. Rasheed Walker, I think, will be our starting left tackle, but
Is Josh Jacobs going to be healthy? You good to go?
he should be. Tucker Kraft, a little bit of a scare earlier today. I made a trade in fantasy. I sent Trey McBride to my buddy for Christian McCaffrey,
Ooh, what
and
a
my
play
other
call.
tight end was Tucker Kraft and Tyler Warren. And then Tucker Kraft immediately was listed on the injury report with a knee problem, but he's fine. Hopefully, should be good. But Myles Garrett can make this huge difference. I mean, Myles Garrett could single handedly keep Cleveland in this game for most of it. So,
What
but
a good block by
I
Waddle.
still do think that the Packers, yeah, it was a good throw, that the Packers win and cover in this game.
Okay. I would.
Um,
I kind of like the Browns to keep it close, and I think they cover. I think they only lose by a touchdown.
I'd appreciate if they kept my interest and then the Packers maybe put like a touchdown to really put the nail in the coffin, but we'll see. Next game we got the 2-0 Colts. Haven't said that in a long time. The 2-0 Colts are taking on the 0-2 Titans. We say that pretty often. In Nashville, Nissan Stadium this weekend. Indiana Jones and the Colts are getting 4.5 over under 43.5 against Tennessee. Cam Ward's looked okay. He's starting to kind of put pieces together. I think that roster is just too bad, but him and Elick Ayo Manor, I think is how it's said. They look good together. Chickaconquo has been playing well. I think the Titans are going to be a fun team here in a couple years. I think Cam Ward's going to be a dude, but weirdly to say, and I was wrong on this. Our first episode we did, I've been way fucking wrong. I think the Colts are just going to be too good. You were right, man. You got me. Pure ball knowledge. 2 weeks into the season, Miami, wow. And I think the Colts 4.5. Colts probably win by a touchdown.
Well, and I agree with that too. I think they've just been really efficient with Daniel Jones. I'm interested to see what they're going to do at tight end because Tyler Warren he got banged up at the end of last week's game. So like if
Yeah,
he's going to be playing, he's been a big part of their offense. I like the Colts too. I think the Titans. I don't know what they are on the line of scrimmage because they're supposed to be really good on the offensive line and they're supposed to be really good on the defensive line. It
yeah,
hasn't really. They've looked. They looked good against the Rams in the trenches for a lot of the game until like the end of the third quarter, fourth
yeah.
quarter when the Rams kind of ran away with it. But I kind of agree with you on this one. It could be one of those sneaky games for the Colts. Have a letdown and the
It could.
Titans show something with Cam Ward.
I think it's gonna be fun though. I like watching Cam Ward play football. He's
Yeah,
fun to watch play football.
he's just
Um,
he's a good quarterback. I think
I
he's going to be
agree.
good.
I do too. I think he's gonna be really good. Uh,
Dolphins.
Next game we got here on the dock. We got the battle of the
I had a
backups.
feeling about this one.
Yeah, I know, man. You're just proving me wrong. I might be wrong about everything. I wouldn't listen to anything I say. I have no ball knowledge the last couple of days. Of course, my balls are focused on something else. But anyways,
Next one.
we do have the battle of the backups. Jake Browning and the Bengals going into US Bank Stadium to take on the 1-1 Carson Wentz led Vikings.
Well, the Jake Browning led Bengals.
Jake Browning's 4-3 as a starter for the Bengals.
Yeah, his wife's hot.
His wife is hot.
That's
Carson
kind
Wentz
of
is
why I like
there.
the Bengals in this game.
Yeah, not Jamar Chase or T. Higgins or Chase
like the only thing
Brown.
that people are going to be talking about like the X's and O's when it comes to this game. Carson Wentz, maybe, Kevin O'Connell can revive Carson Wentz like he did Sam Darnold, yada
Mhm.
yada. But the only thing that like keeps popping up into my mind, and this is like my football analysis 101, is Jake Browning's wife in the
Well,
box when they
that's
scan to her.
why that's why I always take the Bills. I always think the Bills are going to win because Rachel Bush and her box in the
Well,
box.
she's not even there anymore.
Yeah, Jordan Porter's in the practice squad.
Is he?
Yeah, they're back in
I thought
Buffalo.
he was. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
that's
you
why you
see
got
why
the
I've
one in
been
the
so
Super
heavy
Bowl.
on Buffalo. Buffalo's
That
got the
makes sense.
heavies. I'm heavy on them. So
Okay. Well, I like the Bengals in this one, dude.
I like Minnesota, and I like Minnesota's defense.
Well, they
They
haven't
don't
been
have
too
Blake
good.
Cashman,
They
and
haven't
they
been
haven't
really.
been great.
Yeah,
But I trust Beeflo,
you
especially
do.
against a backup quarterback. I trust Beeflo.
Yeah, I like Brian Flores too.
But this
But
is
I
going to
just
be the true Jay Jetta's Jamar Chase game. Both of them got backup quarterbacks. If one of those guys pops off, like they could single-handedly win this game for their
Carson
quarterback.
Wentz almost won an MVP.
Carson Wentz did almost win an MVP, and then his knee went backwards, and Nick Foles won the Super Bowl MVP.
Is there any word on Joe Burrow? Like, he's gonna have surgery, right?
I don't
Like,
know for
I think
sure,
they
but
came
he's
out.
out
I'm
probably
pretty
like
sure I
December.
saw Schefter say so. I'm pretty sure Schefter said that he's gonna need surgery.
I mean, there's been a ton of injury news from last week.
Yeah,
It was a pretty crazy week. There's been a lot going on, so I wouldn't doubt it because that turf toe apparently did some ligament damage too.
needs better PR. By the way, we've talked about that.
Yeah, it does. Turf toe sounds like a goofy injury, but it's some serious shit.
Yeah,
So you're taking the Bengals?
yeah. I like the
I'm
Bengals in this one.
taking the Vikings. All right.
I
Next up
feel like
here we have
this is my bet against the spread week.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
except for like a couple of games. There's
Yeah.
just like a handful of games where like you can't bet against the spread, but
Yeah. This is gonna be one you definitely would want to bet against the spread if you even bet this game at all. But Steelers at Patriots in Foxborough. The Aaron Rodgers led Steelers against the Drake May led Patriots. Drake May's, I think, injured too, isn't he? I think he's a little
I
bit
didn't know
beat up.
that. Is he?
Or
He's
maybe I'm
playing
just
though.
wrong. I would think he's playing, but I think he was on their. Oh, Harold Landry plays for the. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I feel like I saw something about Drake
You
May.
might be right. If you saw something about well, it's the internet. We believe in anything on the internet. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you could probably show me an AI video of me and one of my homies kissing, and I'd be like, probably. But no, we do have the 1-1 Steelers, the 1-1 Patriots. Steelers are getting 1.5 in Foxborough, over under 44.5. Vrabel against Tomlin, Aaron against Drake. The Pittsburgh defense versus New England's offense. I don't know. I mean, I
this
don't
one's
think we're going to get a
it's
lot
kind
of
of a toss up.
fireworks from this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
low
it's
scoring
a
game.
50-50.
Their Patriots defense hasn't been that good either, but maybe they're better than we think considering the way Miami's offense is playing right now against the Bills. But
That is true.
you know, I Vrabel's just became head coach. He's got to establish the culture there, so it's going to take a little bit. That
Yeah,
being said, I know it's only 1.5, but I like the Patriots to cover that.
that's fair. No, it's definitely fair. Even
I
if
like the
it's
Patriots because they're at home and they just fresh off of a win against Miami, like they barely won, and they're going up
Mhm.
against the Steelers, who we don't know if the Steelers are any good or not.
No, we don't know if the Patriots are any good or not.
Yeah, that's true. Like this,
I don't think the Patriots are good. I'll put it that way.
yeah. Is there any word on Aaron Rodgers? Ayahuasca trip lately? There's not enough time.
Uh, I don't think so. No, I don't think he's got enough time to really do
Okay,
anything
then
substantial.
I like the Patriots in this one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, maybe probably the best game of the morning slate. Rams at Eagles. Both teams
Hmm.
2-0. Both teams coming off of rather impressive win last week. I know the Rams played the Titans, but they kind of held them at arm's reach for the whole game and then
Did you
pulled away
see
in the
the whole
end.
thing with Matthew Stafford in the offseason? Like he was rehabilitating his body in like some like glass chamber.
Chambers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sean McVay's hurt,
Yeah.
so maybe an injured Sean McVay, maybe that empowers the Rams more.
I didn't even think about this for college football players to watch, coaches to watch. Brian Kelly, is he going to get ran over again?
Yeah, or is he just going to crash out? Who's going to have a
He,
bigger crash out
two
this
weeks
week?
in a, 2 weeks in a row, he gets ran over by a player. Like, is it going to be 3 in a row?
Are these are these players or coaches to watch or coaches that should be watching out? Is that what you're hitting at? Could go
Maybe
either way.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
could go either way.
Coaches that need to watch.
Yeah, coaches that need to look the fuck out. But
Yeah, coaches need to watch. Okay, I like that.
but no. So Rams Eagles again. Sean McVay is hurt. Stafford's look good. Devontae's look good. Puka Nacua has ran the ball pretty well. Philly's getting 3.5 and 44.5 so over under. It's in Philly. I kind of like the Rams
I
in
like the
this
Rams in
one.
this one too. I really like the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win this game. Philly
I
hasn't
don't
looked
know.
too good. Now I know they've played
And they
a
won the
good
game,
Cowboys
motherfucker.
offense. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But they haven't looked great. There's something going on. Like you lose a coordinator on offense, like they're having to adjust to that new
Yeah.
coordinator, so their offense doesn't look great. I don't know if they're going to be able to score enough points. And I know Vic Fangio's like their defense is still really good.
Yeah.
So that's like it's going to be up to Stafford and the offense to score points because listen, if the Eagles can hold them to 20 or under, they're going to win the game.
Fair.
Sean McVay played them
Fair.
last season. Maybe he's got something cooked up. Maybe
Played
he's
twice
been
last
watching.
season.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. It was close to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like the Rams could have won. They played them better than any other team in the postseason.
Yeah, for sure. For
So
sure.
I do like the Rams in this one.
I do too. I really like the Rams in this game.
So is he going to be? Is Sean McVay going to be coaching?
Yeah.
Okay, you said he was hurt. So
He is hurt. I think it's like it's a knee thing, but I think he's gonna be out
hmm.
there coaching.
That reminded me if Oklahoma just blows the doors out on Auburn, is Hugh Freeze going to be coaching from a hospital bed the week after? Is is it going to be another one of those? He gets back in the hospital bed.
It might be. It might be. Next game we have the Jets are flying down to Tampa. Tampa's throwing out the throwbacks. They got the all white,
Oh, really?
old
The
school Tampa
all white.
throwbacks this week. Yeah,
I like Tampa Bay big in that one.
I do too. Not just because of the uniforms, but I think Baker's fucking balling right now, dude.
Yeah, it could be one of those two where I mean the Jets haven't looked too good. Their defense is supposed to be good. Like Aaron Glenn's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Justin Fields is out, by the way. He's not playing.
Yeah.
So
I was just about to say.
they could have a better passing attack, so maybe I should watch out. Who's their backup?
Their backup is Tyrod Taylor, not Tyrod. Baker said it's Tyrod.
Okay,
It's
so Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Revenge game. Tyrod gets his seat stolen by Baker at Cleveland. He's gonna be feeling
I don't know. Tyrod's had his seat taken everywhere he's ever been.
yeah, Josh Allen.
Justin Herbert,
Yeah. Fuck.
Baker.
Yeah. Well, now it's his turn.
I love Tyrod Taylor though.
Now it's his turn.
Now it is his turn.
He's
Maybe
taking the
he used
throne.
some voodoo magic and he got Justin Fields hurt.
Mm,
Usually it's the other way around.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
but the Bucks getting 6.5. I think the Bucks win. I think they win big. I don't think it's relatively close. How do you think?
Well, the Bucks have been kind of playing,
A little
they
bit
haven't
down to their
looked as
competition.
dominant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's not like the Texans are just some bad team, but the Bucks, having to win it late in the fourth quarter. And then
Mhm.
same in week 1 for Tampa Bay whenever they played the
Atlanta.
Falcons. But the Falcons might actually be a good team, so
Yeah. Yeah. We still don't know on them. We got a lot of games in the morning window though.
yeah, we do.
Exciting. We got
I
a
don't
full
like the way
slate.
they do it, dude. I don't really like the way they do it. Listen, um, what is the okay? Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3,
9.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, we've got 10 games in the morning slate.
1, 2, 3.
Or am I counting wrong?
No, it's
No,
9.
I'm counting wrong. Yeah, you're right. 1, 2, 2, 3, 6.
so good at this.
Listen, 7 games morning slate, 6 games afternoon. That makes the
I
most
agree.
sense.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But
Nine
it is
nine
what it is.
games to 4 games in the afternoon. Come on. We can do better than that, NFL.
Certainly.
I would personally like 7 games in the morning, 6 games in the afternoon.
As long as we're not getting a Monday night doubleheader, I'm fine.
Well, I'm okay with the doubleheader as long as it's not like, you know, they don't do it 5 times in the season. Like, pick a couple of Mondays throughout the season where
It's
it's like,
true.
okay, this game could be dog shit. Let's go ahead and flex one of the other games.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But
The game that
yes, I
they
mean,
flexed, the Raiders and Chargers ended up being the game that was non-competitive. The Chargers, they had full control of that game.
yeah, I know. So, do you think the Bucks win?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I like the Bucks to
definitely.
win. I'm not going to bet against Baker.
Yeah, me neither.
He's the
Next game
easiest
we
guy to root
have.
for, and it'd be dumb to bet against him.
Oh, for sure. We have Raiders at Commanders. A little bit of questions about Jaden Daniels. Might get a Marcus Mariota situation. And then we also have Brady in the coach's box with a suit and tie on for the Raiders. So
What do you
there
think
might
of that
be a
whole
little bit of.
situation? Like, how do you feel about the Brady and
I
the
don't know
production
because
meeting?
from what I've heard, um, a lot of teams, because he's in the media and because he is so involved with the Raiders, are really hesitant to give him any information. And so it's not like it's like any sort of like insider trading type shit. At least not that I can think of.
Well, you'd be dumb to give him information now.
Exactly.
Now
Exactly.
that it's kind of come out,
Yeah.
stories.
And you'd
Mike
be dumb to
Florio's
do
gonna
that.
Mike Florio's gonna Mike Florio. He's already working on a book for this whole
Yeah.
thing.
Exactly. And it'd be dumb to do that anyways. Brady's the most competitive human being to ever exist outside of maybe Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
you know? So you'd be dumb to do that in the first place. But I don't read that much into it. I think it's just fun NFL narratives that people like to spend. But I think no matter who starts at quarterback, I think the Commanders win this game.
What would
Unless
you
we get a
do if you were
big
the
Ashton
Commanders?
Genty.
What would you do if you were the Commanders? Would you sit Jaden Daniels?
Yeah. A knee, I'd sit him.
Considering it's on FedEx Field, injuries happen there all the time. Obviously the infamous
It's the most
RG3,
cursed. Yeah.
infamous RG,
RG3, Alex Smith, Joe Theismann. It always happens on FedEx Field.
Adrian Peterson towards
Adrian
ACL there.
Peterson. Yeah. And that
So,
one ended up working out pretty good for AD. But
but still
yeah.
towards ACL.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd sit him. Honestly, if I was the Commanders, I wouldn't even play Jaden Daniels in a home game at this point. All fucking season. I'd sit
Really?
him for every home game. No, that's satire, obviously. But they
I know.
just need new luck. Matt, that would be hilarious. But no, I do think they should start Mariota. I think they
Should the
win either
Commanders
way.
sit Jaden Daniels for all home games?
But I do think the Raiders need to feed Genty the ball more, though. That's for damn sure. I mean, stat or box score watchers are really thinking Ashton Genty has been all that. He looks good with the ball in his hands, man. He's still Ashton Genty. He runs
Yeah.
well. He makes guys miss. He's good in space. He's good out the backfield catching the ball. But I think the Commanders are too solid of a team, even minus Austin Eckler and potentially minus Jaden Daniels. I think they're just too good. So I'd take the Commanders to win.
You think so?
I think so.
It still feels like they're a year away from being
Certainly.
like a true, like last
Yeah.
year was last year. This year they
was a
got a
f-
harder schedule.
Yeah. I almost think
But
last year was a little bit of luck them getting as
you
far as they did.
you really saw the gap between them, like when they played the Packers. Like
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay controlled that game most of the way. So
Yeah, damn right
yeah,
they did. So you taking the Commanders or
yeah, I like the Commanders. Well, that's it for the morning games, right? Or no, we
no?
forgot one. Two of them. We've got two of them.
Two. Yeah. So we also have Falcons at Panthers. Little bit of a. I mean, the Falcons' only offense last week was Bijan Robinson or Bijan. I
Yeah.
call him Bijan. I think it's Bijan. It's a better way to say it. Flows better, but I'm still waiting on the Michael Penix breakout. I'm still
No, you know what?
super high on Penix. What's that?
If Jaden Daniels is and Mariota has been good for them last season,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can see this being a Raiders cover. I kind of like the Raiders plus 3.5.
That's
Now that
fair.
I'm looking at it,
That's fair.
told you I'm betting.
Maybe we'll get
I'm
into
betting
that in our
against the
dick
spread.
picks.
I'm
Yeah,
betting against the spread this week.
maybe we'll get into that in our dick picks. We'll see. I do think we get the Panthers has just been bad, especially on defense. I think Falcons Panthers. I think that this is a breakout game for Michael Penix. I think they're going to throw the ball all over the yard, and I just don't think Carolina is going to be good enough to stop them.
And see, this is where I think the Panthers finally come alive, and like they're 0-2. They came out hot last season, and people were like, "Okay, the Panthers. They found something with Bryce Young and Dave Canales." I think they finally bust out their first win. And I still think the Panthers are a good team and a good defense. Or sorry, yeah, I think Atlanta's a good team and has a good defense. And I don't think this slows their momentum. I just think the Panthers are like they gotta win one. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
And you gotta win. You gotta win one in the division too. I think they know that.
Yeah.
So because next they've got the Patriots, Dolphins, and Cowboys. Dolphins have obviously a really good offense, so they're gonna have to keep up with scoring with the Dolphins. And the Cowboys also have a very good offense. So
Yeah.
defense is going to have to make a statement in those games, but offense is going to have to outperform what the Falcons have on defense. I really like the Falcons defense. I think they're going to be a top 10 defense, but I like them to cover. I like the
Okay.
5.5. I'm going to take. I'm going to take the points with the Panthers.
I got you.
I'm going to look
I got
really stupid when we do our post game
you. A
thoughts.
recap.
Yeah.
So the last game of the morning window, Texans at Jags. Texans are 0-2. Jags are 1-1. I think this is where the Texans get their first win of the season.
Okay. Yeah, their offensive line looks really bad.
It does.
Really bad.
It does.
Worst offensive line in football based on 2 games that I've watched of them.
Might want to spin your eyes to. Damn. Oh, well, it was fun while it lasted. Yeah, no, I think the Texans' offensive line is horrendous, but I feel like at some point they've got to get a win, and I still don't trust Trevor Lawrence and the Jags as a organization. I
Well, he
think
hasn't been terrible.
no, he hasn't, but I mean, they should have put Cincy to bed last week, and they didn't, and they just couldn't. And I don't know. I like CJ Stroud a lot too, so maybe it's a little bit of bias, but I really think, and I like their head coach. I like Will Anderson. I like Houston, but I just think it's time for them to get a win on the season. What do you think?
Okay. Fucking Tua, of course.
Yeah, I know, man.
Let me watch this interception and I'll give you. Oh, he just didn't see.
Yeah.
He didn't see Bernard.
Mm-mm. Right to him.
Tua's slowly becoming like the funniest quarterback to watch in the NFL.
Dude, I know.
He's kind of taken the throne of
Will Levis.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad, but
The interception last week was
yeah, it might be.
awful.
It might be.
I mean, he just
So what do
threw
you
it
think?
right to the linebacker.
Yeah,
I like.
such a bad throw.
I like the Texans in this one too.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, I think the Jags have been playing better football, but no, I like the Jags in this one.
Damn. So 0-3 start for the Texans.
Yeah, I feel good about like. I don't think the Jags are some like great team. I think they're
Yeah.
one of those teams that's probably going to start hot and then they get to the meat and potatoes. Like once they start getting into October football, it's
That's
going to
where they
start
fall
to
apart.
yeah. So they got the 49ers, Chiefs, and Seahawks and Rams. They've got a gauntlet coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, they might as well rack up all the wins they can now, huh?
Yeah. Then they're going to have to play the Raiders, which we'll see what the Raiders look like at that time. It's in Vegas. Then they play Houston in Houston. Then they play the Chargers. They got a pretty rough schedule.
Yeah. Damn.
So
Yeah, that did not break well for the Jacks. I don't know, we'll see. I think it'll be an entertaining game though. That is the last of our morning slate. Kicking off the afternoon, we have what I think is going to be a really, really good game. We're probably both in agreement here. Broncos at Chargers. Now,
I like the Chargers.
these
You know,
these
I'm a
were
big
our two
Chargers guy.
picks. These are our two picks for the AFC West, right? You roll with the Chargers. I roll with the Broncos. I I would take the Chargers to win this game
And why was that?
because I fucking
Say
love
it.
Justin Herbert.
And
Loud
say
McConkey.
it. Good. Good.
They got Tony Jefferson, man. Tony Jefferson's still getting picks at the level they deserve.
Yes, I'm in agreement. You know, I picked them to win. I need them to win this game. I need them to win
Yeah.
this game if they're going to win the AFC West. Mainly because I trust Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert more than I do Sean Payton and Bo Nix. Right now, anyways.
Kind of do too.
Jim
I like
Harbaugh
that.
wins everywhere he goes.
He does, man.
I know it's
He
the
does.
Chargers curse. I think if anybody's going to break the Chargers curse, it's Jim Harbaugh. I think they're going to start 3-0.
That's fair.
I like him to win
That's
the game.
fair.
I like him.
I do too.
2.5 is easy too.
Yeah,
The
2.5's.
the
Yeah,
Broncos
no.
made a major catastrophic mistake against the Colts, which might have been a bullshit call. What is leveraging?
I
I
don't know.
I think it's a bullshit call. It's the reason, you know, it's the reason
This
Green
should
Bay
be
beat
two
the
two and
relative
no
the
teams
division
playing
last
each other.
year, but that's how it
Is
goes.
what it is. Is what it
Yeah.
is.
Otherwise, it would have been 0-6 in the division last year. Anyways, yes, I like the Chargers to win this game. I'm
So we're
in
both
full
taking the
agreement with you.
Chargers. Yeah.
Yep.
Next game we have the other game we have kicking off at 3:05. Stains at Seahawks. Seahawks are getting 7.5. I like that, man. I like the Seahawks ground game. Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, they've been running the ball well. They ran it all over fucking Pittsburgh, dude. JSN's
Yeah.
looked good. Sam Darnold's been okay. Spencer Rattler had his best career game, best game of his career this past week. I don't think that holds up. I think the Saints probably get dusted here.
I don't know because the Saints are a tough team, dude. They've been fighting for Kellen Moore. Like they've been playing everybody as close as they possibly can with what they have on the roster. I like the Saints in this one to cover. I don't like them to win, but I like them with the 7. I'll take the points with New Orleans.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Not with
that.
New Orleans, but with New Orleans.
No, we're definitely taking New Orleans
Yeah.
Saturday. Your game, the first of the
Lynn game to be quick.
325 kicks. Your game, we have Cowboys at Bears. Cowboys are 1-1 with very prolific offense in Dallas. Javonte Williams has been amazing. Dax played well. CD maybe fixed the yips from week one. And then
Pickens.
the Bears.
George Pickens. You forgot
George
about
Pickens
George
look good too. George Pickens has looked good. And then your Bears, your stinky, stinky Bears.
They have been stinky.
I think this is where your Bears get one.
I'm in full agreement.
I think Dallas's defense is outside of Kenneth Murray. I will never hate on Kenneth Murray and Kenny Clark. I love Kenny Clark. I think Dallas's defense. I think Zuwal's good. I think Dallas's defense is dog shit, and I think that y'all are going to have some shit cooked up on offense. I think Caleb maybe doesn't have a career game, but I think Caleb starts to maybe teeter back towards being the answer in Chicago. I think he's going to have a good game. I think DeAndre Swift's going to look good. I think y'all are going to run the ball well, and I think Colson Loveland gets his first career touchdown.
Yeah, it's about time we use him. I'm in full agreement with you. I think, listen, maybe this is the spot Ben Johnson wanted them to be. They look really stinky against the Lions. Like
had some talk
obviously
about
we
bad
weren't going to win
practice
that game.
habits.
Yeah. This could be very well. Listen, it could be one of those weeks where you're not as good as you're not as good as people think you are. You're not as bad as people think you are either.
Agreed.
And it's in Chicago. The Bears play better in Soldier Field, so.
And it's supposed to get some rainy weather too.
Yeah, I like the over in this one.
50.5.
Yeah,
I do
I
too.
love that over. Bears
I
defense
do
is
too.
not good. Both defenses are bad. Bears opening 2 weeks in a row, opening drive, get the touchdown. So go ahead and bet Bears get the touchdown on the opening drive.
I like it. I like it. The last of our what would be the red zone slate of games. We have the 2-0 Cardinals. First time we've said that in a few years. Against the 2-0 Niners, led by none other than Mac Daddy Jones. Kyler Murray, Mac Jones, James Conner, Christian McCaffrey, 50 Cent, Ricky Pearsall, and Jawan Jennings, I guess is the head receiver. Or
Yeah,
not Jawan Jennings. Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah, gunshot victim, 50 Cent, Ricky
I was
Pearsall,
gonna
and
say
Marvin Harrison Jr. Sorry, I really lost my
was Jawan
mind with the
Jennings
50 Cent.
a very good receiver
Jawan Jennings is very good. I just
too.
wanted to mention Ricky
Probably the
Pearsall
most
shot.
slept on receiver.
I agree. I agree. He's got a big contract though. I think it's gonna be a great game, but I think this is where the Cardinals' fun ends.
Yeah,
I think Mac
it
Jones
is.
works well in San Francisco. Um, and I think CMC is gonna have a good day. I just don't know if Kyler and that offense can really keep up. There's been talks about the lack of targets to Marvin Harrison. They've all kind of really shut that down, but I think the Niners stay undefeated and they beat the Cardinals at home. All right, there you are,
Sick of this internet doing this.
dude. It's gonna be.
We
I'm about
just
to
need
start
a
chopping
show.
toes.
I'm gonna need to move to Oklahoma. We're just gonna have to buy a studio. Just do a
I'm
show.
down. I'm down. I have a free room here now. So.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Um, I like what the Cardinals have done so far, and I hate betting against Kyler Murray, but I like the
I agree.
49ers in this one.
I agree.
It's in San Francisco, which the Cardinals last season, beat them, in San Francisco. So,
It's true.
but San Francisco kind of had a down year. Kittle's out,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's out
I think
for
so.
a pretty decent amount of time. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
Something to keep your eye on. What are they going to do without Kittle out there? Because he's probably the best tight end in the NFL. Now that Kelsey's kind of reached that age,
I don't know, man. Tucker Craft exists.
give me Kittle all day. You kidding me? I'll take Kittle over everybody.
That's fair. No, that's actually very fair. So you think the Niners are gonna do it?
Yeah. Even without Kittle, I think they're gonna do it.
I agree. I agree.
But
Brock Purdy officially is listed as questionable, but I still think Mac Jones probably plays.
oh yeah, no, he plays. He plays.
So Sunday night we have the 0-2 Chiefs taking on the 0-2 Giants. Chiefs won this game.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Mahomes is the leading rusher between both these teams, by the way.
Isn't that shocking?
13 for 123 and 2 touchdowns.
Like that's kind of shocking that like you've got
That's insane.
Pacheco and what's his name? I don't know. The Chiefs are still trying to figure it out on offense too,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the Chiefs are going to give up too many Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbor or Wandale Robinson moonballs, though.
or Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. So, but
Uh,
I don't know. I think the Chiefs get it done
Backs
in
against the
MetLife.
wall. They're 0-2. Like they can't lose. This is a can't lose game for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it a must win or a can't lose?
I think it's a can't lose.
Can't lose. Okay.
Yeah. You
I
can't
like
start 0-3. If there's going to be a team to start 0-3 make the playoffs, it's Kansas City, but you don't want to get down.
what is the percentage of teams that start 0-3 that make the playoffs? Can we look that up?
Yeah, let me look it up. Keep talking about the game.
No, I like the Chiefs in this one, but maybe a Jackson Dart sighting.
Could be a Jackson Dart signing. Only 6 NFL teams have ever made the playoffs after starting the season 0-3. The 81 Jets, the 82 Bucks, 92 Chargers, 95 Lions, 98 Bills, and 2018 Texans. Meaning it has only happened 6 times within the last Oh, it's only happened once within the last 25 years, only 6 times in NFL history.
Okay. So can't lose with the Chiefs.
Can't lose.
Okay. All right. I like it.
I do as
Monday
well.
night.
I do as well. Detroit and Baltimore.
Mm,
Who'd have thought these two teams would be 1-1 coming into this game?
yeah.
Well, I mean, very likely. They both played really good teams in week 1. So,
I like Baltimore
although
in this one.
I do too.
I like Baltimore big. Like I like
Big. I think it'll be high scoring.
34-20.
No, I think Detroit gets more than that.
You think?
I think
Well, they
like
bolstered their
38.
defense.
I think like 38-31, 38-30. The over definitely hits. I take
Oh
the over.
yeah,
53 and a half. Yeah, taking the over.
yeah.
But
I don't
I
know.
do
I just
think Baltimore wins, but I
Lamar
think
Jackson against the NFC, like in primetime games, just always it just
that's
makes too
true.
much sense. His
That is
record
true.
in prime time against NFC teams, he just blows them out. That's what he does. That's Lamar Jackson. I like him to
That's
do it
true.
again. I think they're listen. The Lions could be one of those teams. They're not as good as we think they are. They
He had
play
a lot of
the
problems and a lot
shitty
of new.
Bears.
Hmm.
So
I don't know. I still think I don't think anybody high scoring on both sides. Dick picks. You gonna get
I
another
like
dick picks?
I like the Ravens big backdoor 10.5.
Wow. Okay.
That's gonna be my. I got two blowouts. One in the NFL, one in college. Monday night's gonna be my blowout game.
All right. All right. That's Monday night's gonna be a go to bed early. This shit's over, huh?
Yeah.
All
By
right.
the by the end of the third quarter, like you don't have to watch the fourth.
I don't know. I thought the same thing in week 1, and my dumbass went to bed.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
Jared Goff is not Josh Allen.
All right,
So we'll see. Dick picks. You want me to go first?
you go first.
All right. I'm taking an easy one here. I'm taking the under in the New England Pittsburgh game, 44 and a half.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with what I think is easy. I'm gonna go with Baltimore minus 4.5.
Okay. All right. I'm also going to take the under 41 and a half in the Minnesota Cincy game.
Hmm. You're gonna take the under or the over?
The under.
Under.
Yeah. Probably going to look really stupid for that one, but I'm taking the under.
Okay. I'm taking Rams plus 3.5.
Okay. I'm going to take the Packers to cover 7.5 against the Browns.
Whew. Hmm. Yeah, this feels like an under. I'm looking for an over. Like I'm trying to look for an over and I can't.
What do you think about Kansas City and New York?
That could
45 and a
oddly
half.
that could be oddly an over. Nah, I'm looking for one that shouldn't be an over.
Saints Seahawks at 41.
No, I'm gonna take Patriots Steelers over.
Okay. Okay.
Am I going against you on that one?
No. Oh, yeah, you are because I took the under.
Patriots Steelers over. That line's gonna change. Right now I'm looking at it and it's 44.5.
That'd definitely change.
That's gonna be 43.5. I'm gonna take 44.5 though.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's gonna be like a 28-24 game.
Something like that. That sounds about right. My next one, I'm taking the Texans. I mean, I could take them to cover, but I'm taking the Texans money line. I think they'll win straight up against the Jags.
Well, go ahead and do your next one.
And my next one, so my last one, I'm taking San Francisco to cover 2.5 against the Cardinals.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking the Chargers 2.5.
Okay. And what's your last one?
You know what? I'm just gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want to bet on this game because I want to watch it and not be stressed. You know what? I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna take the Panthers plus 5.5. I've
Okay.
been low on the Panthers. I think this is the week where I've been low on the Panthers since the beginning of the season.
Yeah. What was
I think
your first one? Because I got Chargers,
Baltimore,
Baltimore, the
Baltimore
over in New
minus one
England,
half,
Pittsburgh,
Rams
Panthers,
3.5.
Rams. That's what it was. I like that Rams one a lot. Okay, so I'll go over mine again one more time real quick. I have the Packers minus 7.5. I have the under 41.5. That one's going to be close, but I have the under 41.5 Minnesota Cincy. I have the under 44.5 New England Pittsburgh. I have the Texans money line, and I got San Francisco minus 2.5.
I have a bonus stick pick.
Okay.
I like the over in Colts Titans.
43.5.
Yeah.
Not
Is this
bad.
one gonna count?
We can if you want.
Okay.
And if
I
we're going
got
to
them
take a
at.
bonus,
I'm looking at them right now at 42.5. What do you see?
I see 43.5.
What are
But
you
we
on?
can call it. I'm on ESPN.
Oh, okay, I'm on something totally different. Sorry.
No, you're good. But we can roll with 42.5. That's what you got. For my bonus, oh, God, it's supposed to be shitty weather. No, I still think it'll happen. For my bonus, I'm going to take the over Bears Cowboys at 50.5.
Bears Cowboys.
Yeah, I think that's a high scoring game.
I like Colts Titans because it's supposed to be like 80 something degrees football. Like
Perfect football weather.
not no perfect football weather, snow, but
That's true. You're right.
non
You're right.
non perfect football weather.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
What would you say your bonus was?
The over in the Bears Cowboys game,
I
50
like
and a
that
half.
one. I think that's gonna hit.
All right. All right. I think it's been a fun weekend. I'm ready for this weekend, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's gonna
Great
be a
games.
fun fucking weekend. It's gonna be a good
Maybe
weekend.
maybe the NFL slate isn't as good, but college football for sure. Well, and the NFL could surprise us. It could be fantastic games.
Yeah, we had a great. I mean, we just had a great witching hour last week. So we will most certainly see. You got any other final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I think we covered everything.
I think so, man. I think so. Well,
Beat Auburn,
this is
beat Jackson Arnold,
this.
put Hugh
Yes,
Freeze in a hospital bed.
please, please. I do think, for what it's worth, honestly, the loser of the OU Auburn game, I think that coach is right back in hot seat conversations,
Yeah,
whether it's Brent or Hugh Freeze, either way. But it
I
won't be
don't want
Brent.
it. I hope it's not Brett.
I don't think it will be. But this has been the preview for NFL Week 3, College Football Week 4 on Locker Room Talk with your hosts, as always, Dalton and Sebastian. We hope you guys have a great fucking weekend. Enjoy all the college football, all the NFL football, all the beers, pizza, wings, whatever else that you want to indulge in this weekend because you fucking deserve it.
Right?
So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We'll see you guys later. Peace.